We're at the oldest since portion of Curry's career. He's the third oldest player in NBA's finals history to put up a 40-point game. LeBron in the bubble, Michael Jordan in '98, the only players who were older. Not old by any stretch. We frame things a little differently. Tim Legler joins me now. You're a shooter, man. That's how you made your living. He went 7 of 14 from three, goes for 43 in this game. Just as you're watching Steph Curry, you're thinking what?
Well, first thing I said was I'm not doing a touchscreen tonight because that's only 2 plays, and he needs a hell of a lot more than 2 plays tonight.
A little more bandwidth.
I can't encapsulate it in 2 plays. What amazed me about this performance, first of all, we may have just watched the most significant performance of Steph Curry's career if they go on to win this series. And I'm not overstating that in any way.
Because of the whole doesn't have a finals MVP thing, blah, blah,
and just
blah.
what was at stake,
Yeah,
and what this team's trying to accomplish and what he had to do because of the way some other guys are struggling a little bit. Here's what amazes me about this guy. And, we just break some of these down. This is, standard flare screen coming to the ball. That's actually an easy one for Steph. But it's these shots here, Scott. How difficult it is to go to your left when they're closing on your right side, the way White and Tatum just did, and he's unaffected by that. And then when guys come from behind and they come over the top of him and swipe at the ball as he's shooting, like right there, Grant Williams did. It's such a difficult thing to maintain your concentration. That one there for Clay, that was all Steph drawing 3 guys in the open floor. And then we didn't show that entire possession, but he had the ball for about 20 seconds, hits the floater, and then finally that's the one for me, it's the final dagger. You really are not enough words to capture what this guy did tonight and how special that offensive performance you just watched was. Got some help. Wiggins was huge tonight. Poole gave him just enough in the first half to maintain, within arm's length of the Boston Celtics. But for the most part, this was Steph Curry, and this was Steph Curry's show against the best defensive team in the league on the road to keep your hopes alive. This may have been the greatest performance of Steph Curry's career. If they go on to win this series, and if they lose, maybe he gets lost in the shuffle one day down the road. If they win the series, we're going to be talking about that performance.
Game 4 Steph.
For a long time.
And we should. And, Clay did have 18, and he hit threes that were really significant. One that tied the game and one that cut a 4-point lead to 1, I believe it was, where, as you say, he's just a quick dish, and he caught it right in the pocket and fired. But you mentioned Wiggins, and I want to ask about him because it felt like his rebounds and putbacks came at absolutely critical times. The kind of times where Boston felt like maybe if we hit that 1-3, the roof comes off and they can grab this victory. Wiggins didn't let that happen. Yeah. How big was he?
Completely true, because that's a momentum thing right there. You think they're hanging on by a thread when he gets 2 of those putbacks where they're down 3, he cuts it to 1 twice. They go down and score the other way on a 3. You got a 6-point game. That's how important those couple of putbacks were. And he played really great defense on Jason Tatum the entire night. He has played great, really, the entire series. He's been easily their second-best player, and he came through in a huge way in the fourth quarter with some supplemental offense to help their star.
All right, you know the deal. You're going to get starters minutes, but we're going to take a quick 20 here. We're going to revisit this game with you in just a little bit, but we want to listen in. We've heard from Coach Udoka after some victories for Boston. Steve Kerr's done this a ton, 5-time winner as a player, been down this road before with this team, but how big was this win? We'll listen in.
It's just 2-1, right? Everybody's freaking out. Now it's just 2-2. You should definitely enjoy this. Know this. These last 3 games, 2 or 3 games, that's it. Same force, same energy, same competitive spirit. You can't have a let-up. You can't have a let-up because this team's going to come right back at us, and we know the drill. It's physical, all that stuff. And you guys got this.
Sure.
Right? Take care.
We welcome in Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Doris, always enjoy the conversations. After a game like this, 2 basketball geeks like the 2 of us, I don't know what else you could really ask for. High level, high stakes, and from the jump, Steph and Coach Kerr really had an intensity that you found noteworthy. What was most interesting about it?
Scott, 2 of the nicest men in the history of the league, just kind-hearted, good men, but when it comes to competition, make no mistake, they're coming for your heart. I thought the technical foul and the intensity pouring off of Steve Kerr and Stephen Curry in that first period set the tone. And Legs talked about this, I think. They didn't get down. They weren't playing from behind. They weren't playing uphill. This was high-level basketball. Every inch of real estate was contested. 2 excellent defensive teams, but really impressed by the champions. And I think we might have Steph Curry walking over here. So I'm going to relinquish the mic to the great Stephen Curry, because here he comes, Scott Van Pelt.
All right, well.
We'll give him a second because he's not quite on.
All right, but while he's getting himself together, I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Just the fourth quarter, because Boston's owned the fourth in this series thus far, and championship stuff was on display. That DNA, I guess, was on display as well.
What did you notice? The guys leading the way were the guys who've been here 6 times.
No doubt.
They've been behind in the series. They've been behind in games. They know how to do it, and they were led by the great Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Just extraordinary stuff.
Well, and extraordinary stuff from you as well. You're the point guard. You know just to give the ball to Steph and get out of the way, Doris. I appreciate you. Have a great night.
The man is here.
Yeah, indeed. And pleased to welcome Stephen Curry back to the program. Kind of you to come out to join us as you have so often, Steph. And as Doris was just talking about, man, you've been down this road before, plenty. The stakes couldn't be higher. The stage couldn't, the lights are bright. How satisfying, Steph, is this night and this performance?
I mean, it means everything considering, like you said, what was at stake tonight. We haven't finished the fourth quarter well. This building was a lot of hostility, a lot of, it was just a hostile environment, and we knew we had to win this game or else we lost control of this series. To figure everything out, for us to battle through some tough times in the first half, show up defensively to keep ourselves in it, and not let them run away. And then the second half was just a brilliant display of, grit, physicality, IQ, some big shots, and that championship DNA that we had to dig deep and find. And to win on the road, 27 straight series where we won on the road, and to go back home 2-2, it means everything.
I was in the chamber that I was going to fire, and I said, nah, let me let this go. I said, Steph hit him with the Bernie Mac. You don't understand. I ain't scared. And then I said, you know what? I don't need to send this out here.
I know.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. See, in the first quarter, you hit a couple of threes, and you don't normally get that demonstrative. To me, that says that you understand what this night is. Like, this is a Rocky fight, right? I mean, that's what that said to me. Is that what I was seeing?
No doubt, because it mattered so much how we started this game, and I wanted to show, like you said, that fire and intensity that we're here. It's a different night. This ain't, Wednesday night. It's a different story. And if I come out with that aggressiveness and that fire, I think just like Draymond provides, us all the time, I think our team feeds off of that. Their crowd sees it. It just changes the dynamic a little bit. And I knew we needed it to start out this game.
You have been through this so often. I just wonder, from Wednesday till today,